Hey everybody, welcome back. David Eon and the lovely Miss Lady Pop Hunter here with just an adult collector discussion. The adult collector's corner, if you will, or industry discussion that we do sometimes, and talking about eBay here. And there's a few things I had wanted to say about eBay, but in particular, today's discussion, we're going over eBay and the new tax regulations and really how it's crushing a lot of their customer base, the people who sell on eBay, to the point where eBay is now actually reaching out to its sellers and requesting of them to help. So I got an email from them because I've sold on eBay before, so technically an eBay seller. I'm not a big seller, but you get the idea. And they've reached out to all of their US sellers because of the new tax code. And the new tax code basically, it's bad enough that there's sales tax pretty much on every sale now. So when you buy something from eBay, you have to pay sales tax. But from the seller's perspective, now because of the new rules, courtesy of the federal government, any sales over 600, and that's total sales, not just one item, but total yearly sales of 600 or more, you're going to get a W-2 now, like you're a business, like this is income, which is unrealistic. That's supposed to, the whole thing, we're going to change the tax code so that we can make the rich pay their fair share, was the spiel that they gave us. But that's a load of crap, because you're talking about millionaires and billionaires. $600 is a drop in the bucket. This affects everybody else.
Yeah.
So it was not the truth to begin with. But to make reportable income on 600 worth of total sales or more, like you're a company or a business, is ridiculous. And it's hurt eBay quite a bit, because most of the sellers on eBay, especially when you're dealing in collectibles like we are, talking about like toys and action figures and comic books and trading cards and all of that, it's mostly hobbyists that are in there. They're not all really stores. There's a few stores and a few dedicated sellers, but the majority of people, they're hobbyists that are either they're trying to upgrade. They got doubles and they're trying to sell one off, or they bought a collection and they cherry picked and they're selling extras, or they need the money. Maybe they're thinning out the collection, or maybe their carburetor's broken down and they need some cash. They got to get a tooth pulled, something. And so they go to eBay. It's an easy platform to sell on. It works better than some of the other ones, like it or not. You got Facebook Marketplace and whatever else, other selling platforms, Mercari, Etsy, yeah, which also have to apply to this rule now.
Yeah.
So is $600 worth of total sales, you're getting reported to the IRS. So they're hobbyists, and they're already taking a beating. And we're going to look at the email here in a minute. We're also going to look at a couple of other things. But they're already taking a beating because you bought this item. You may be selling it and breaking even, or even selling it for less than what you paid for it after tax and shipping anyways. And a lot of times you have no way of proving what you paid for it to do itemization. And if you sold a whole bunch of things and you had to itemize all of it, you're asking for an audit. It as if everything else wasn't bad enough. Then you're going to have to deal with an investigation. That happens. So that's where people are with it. But not that eBay cares about its sellers, because trust me, and that's another topic of discussion and something I wanted to get into about eBay sellers getting scammed a lot. But it's hurting them. But we'll take a look at the email here. It says, join us in urging Congress to raise the new tax reporting threshold for 2022. Speak out today. Dear, and you see that says open by chance. At eBay, we strive to provide you with the tools and resources you'll need to succeed in our marketplace to help support your sustained success. We're reaching out to remind you about a new tax law that will impose burdensome and often unnecessary tax reporting requirements on millions of eBay sellers and sellers on all marketplaces, which I agree with that. We're actively advocating on behalf of sellers that Congress amend the law before it goes into effect, and you can help. Starting January 1st, 2023, eBay and other online marketplaces will be required to report sellers who have more than 600 in annual sales to the IRS. That means millions of eBay sellers, including those who may only sell a few times a year, will have their sales reported and will need to keep careful records of their transactions, even if no taxes are owed. Please join us in urging Congress to raise the tax reporting threshold before the new law goes into effect. Go to eBay Main Street, add your voice to our growing community of sellers who are concerned about the new law, and ask Congress to raise the tax reporting threshold before January 1st. Together we can make a difference. I don't know about that.
But I bet you they're not doing nothing to their fees.
No, they're not going to change their fees. And their fees are confusing, and that's yet another topic of discussion. I've actually watched eBay sellers who are also accountants on YouTube videos trying to explain how it works, and we'll sit there and say, this is very confusing and I think I've got it figured out. This is an accountant talking. I think I kind of got it figured out. Here's what I think it looks like. That's how messy it is. But
I mean, I know they're not the same thing, because the tax is one thing, but they're losing a lot of customers, but they won't speak out about their fees and all of that. So it's like, okay, we're losing a lot of people because of the tax laws. Let's relax some of these fees or do something like that.
No.
Because there's nothing we can really do about the taxes. But we can do something about our fees. No. We're not going to talk about fees. We're going to talk about taxes.
Yeah, pretty much. Because there's a lot of issues with eBay. They turn into the 800-pound gorilla, as it were, which is a description for businesses that have gotten so big, that are so exclusive, you can't move them. They won't budge, because they know they don't have to. You don't tell an 800-pound gorilla what to do. You just kind of go around him. But they're asking you to reach out to Congress, and I know firsthand how useless that is. That's what interns are for. You send them a letter, it goes in the shredder. You call them, it goes to a voicemail and gets deleted. You send an email, and the intern clicks through and gets rid of anything that he thinks that the representative or senator told him, I don't want to hear about. So this ain't 1922, okay? Things have changed a lot, and it's easier for them to ignore you than ever. They don't care. They got their own agenda. Elected. Don't get me started. Elected officials, whatever, they're supposed to represent you, and most of you, I think you know, they kind of don't. They kind of really don't. But this is, again, eBay, not necessarily so much looking out for their sellers, but enemy of my enemy is my friend. And this is hurting them as much as it's hurting the sellers. And so we're going to jump over here and we're going to take a look, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And this is eBay's stock, which as of, you can see where it sits at this moment.
$44.
Yeah, roughly 44. And it might be, when I take the screenshot, it might be different because it changes constantly. If you ever watch, it's pointless to sit there and watch the stock because it will go up and down every minute, but usually stays within a certain range. And you can see where it started off a year ago in the low to mid $70 range. So almost $74, $73.50, $74. And from November 2021 to now, that's quite a dip. That's almost a $30 loss from where they started last year when they first started talking about this. Why are they losing stock? Because they're not making as much money. Why are they not making as much money? Speculating, of course, that a lot of the smaller independent or hobbyist sellers, people that are just trying to get rid of a few things, they're walking away. They don't want to be bothered. What do you mean I got to report this? You know, I don't even remember what I paid for this. Can I write it off? Do I want to deal with all of the rigmarole of itemizing and all of that? Can I even do it? It's not worth it to a lot of people. It's easier to just back off, and these are numbers that are going to continue to dip. It's going to keep going down. I think the lowest point was like around 37. It's come up a little bit. It's going to go up over the holiday, obviously.
Yeah.
This is going to be more sales, but this is hurting eBay as well as it's hurting anyone else.
It's a shame because everybody's like that. Amazon, they have, well, they put the taxes on everybody because a couple of years back you didn't pay taxes on Amazon, eBay, none of that. Then they did the tax thing, but then all of them have fees that you have to pay for.
And Amazon fees are really, really squirrely and really bad, Yeah,
I mean, Mercari has fees, Etsy, everybody has fees. I was talking to somebody a few days ago because I didn't think Facebook Marketplace did, but I think they have fees. So a lot of people use like Instagram, and you know, they sell stuff on Instagram, they sell stuff on YouTube, they have YouTube live sales.
Yeah.
I'm sure Whatnot has taxes and
I've
fees.
heard of Whatnot has some pretty bad fees.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
Yeah.
I've never bought. I don't even have a account on Whatnot. I said I wanted to just go and look and see how it is. But I saw a video of a guy explaining how an auction goes, and it was so like, oh God, no. It sounds like you can get some good deals.
Yeah.
But it's a lot that you have to deal with. But anyway, yeah, all of this is going to hurt people, and they're going to end up going to other platforms, like I said, Instagram and YouTube. They're going to go to shows, they're going to have yard sales and go to flea markets and stuff like that.
And this pushes people also to the brink of selling out too.
Yeah.
You know, something I've talked about a lot is with the when you're dealing with you're trying to unload a collection and you end up selling out to a dealer just because you don't want to deal with all of this.
Or sometimes you just need a fast buck. Like, you know, okay, I'm down on my luck on some money. I need a couple of dollars because it's tax season. I got to pay my property tax. And you got a couple of months. Okay, if I can unload this stuff in the next 6 to 3 months, I'll be good. And then you get eaten up by all of these fees and taxes. So then you end up just saying, okay, look, I need $3,000 for my property tax. I'll sell you all of this stuff for $3,500.
Yeah.
But then you got $50,000 worth of goods. You know, and sometime on eBay on an auction, it can go either way up or it can go way down. But you can do better on eBay if you do an auction. But when you hard on your luck, you know. And
that really does happen. There was a guy, and you know, not naming names here, but there was a guy that was on he was at the Retro Toy Con, and he had posted on Facebook you know what I'm talking about, that he had bought out someone's collection there. And he's all excited about the great deal he got buying out this guy's collection, because he said he paid him $2,500, but the estimate on the collection is about $28,000. So he paid him less than 10% on the dollar, something like equivalent of 8 or 9 cents on the dollar for this guy's collection, and it's damn near $30,000 collection is what it looks like it's going to end up being. So that does happen, and people they get desperate. They don't know what else to do. They don't want to deal with all this kind of stuff, and they get hurt.
Yeah, because I mean, they go to a pawn shop. I bought a lot of Masters of the Universe from the pawn shop.
That's right, all those classifieds.
Yeah. All the classic, the Maddie Club ones.
The Maddie Classics.
And they were not expensive. I bought all of them because they were the pawn shop just wanted one set price, and it was not a lot.
Yeah.
And
it was like, what, 30 pieces or something?
Yeah.
It was a lot, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot. And so people do stuff out of desperation.
Yeah.
Because either they don't know how to use these selling platforms. Because I know people have asked me, they've asked David, hey, I got some stuff I want to sell. Can you help me get on eBay and Amazon and all those things so I can sell? And once they hear all that's involved, they're like, no, just forget it.
Yeah, people psych themselves out. But this is just another reason to back off. It's frustrating.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
It is.
And it's going to hurt people, and it's invasive as well. There's your government taking more of your money any way they can. This is right up there with counties writing tickets for little kids with lemonade stands. Which Country Time Lemonade, by the way, has a legal fund for that. If you've been given a hard time with your kid with a lemonade stand and the county wrote you a ticket because you're supposed to buy a permit for that, and it's like you won't, whatever that permit costs, will you make that money back? Are you wasting your time? You know what I mean? But Country Time Lemonade will provide an attorney for you if you're in that situation. Which is amazing, but. It's that kind of invasiveness, and then they take your money and they spend it however they want. You got really no say in how the tax money is spent.
But we're talking about eBay.
It's just aggravating, though.
Yeah.
All of it is aggravating. But like I was pointing out, this is eBay now reaching out and asking, hey, help us to petition this. Now, is there a point to that? And people are, and I know Johnny Future even sent me a message talking about this because he signed, he did the petition, and he's like, for all the good it'll do. And I'm like, yeah, I see your point. Yeah. Because just because you petitioned it doesn't mean anybody's going to listen or even see it. Yeah. You don't know. You don't know if anyone is going to see that or if it's going to go in the shredder. It makes me, oh, I keep trying to remember the name of the movie. But the guy, he was approaching another rapper, and he had a mixtape, because he was an aspiring rapper. Maybe somebody knows the film I'm talking about. And he was like, "Hey, can you check my tape out?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I got you." And he went in the bathroom and threw it in the toilet. Oh, I'm like, oh my God! But it's that kind of mentality. It's like, I am a lawmaker. You don't tell me what to do. Yeah. They're doing everything in your best interest, sure. But it's unfortunate to see these markets getting hit like that. And then it makes it harder on the seller anyway, because you got, whatever you originally paid for it. Yeah. And you got fees, and you got those taxes. And then now you got other taxes on top of it as well, and shipping that you may have to deal with. Shipping may not be accurate. And God forbid you get a buyer that's dishonest, and they say, "Oh, I never got it," or they messed with you. Is broken, and they had one that was broken, and they bought it from you in perfect condition. Yeah. Oh, it's broken. The wheel is off. The leg is broken. This and that, and I'm returning it. And then they return to you a broken figure, and you're like, I know good and well when I mailed you this thing, it was in pristine shape. Yeah. That happens. Yeah, that's happened to me. And that's happened, and you can't. You don't know who you're selling to. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, believe me. But I'm just saying, when you're hard on your luck and something like that happened, you sell something for $1,000. And you're like, oh, man, now I almost got what I need to get my wisdom teeth pulled. And then, then this clown comes back with a nasty email to you and eBay talking about, with some pictures, talking about, I bought this from so-and-so, and it's broken. It said that it was in pristine shape, and the arms broken, the legs ripped off, or something like that. I'm sending it back. I want my money back. Yeah. eBay always side with them. They side with the seller, and you got to fight it, and it's hard. It's hard to fight when you end up in those situations, and a lot of sellers end up getting ripped off. And that's another discussion that we're going to be doing here in the near future, because that happened to me on a sale just recently, and I've had to struggle with eBay. But that's the unfortunate reality of it. And I think, again, I think it's unnecessary. It's invasive. This is the tax code is not designed to do what they said it was going to do. It's really just another way to stick it to the average citizen through these selling platforms to make everybody pay their fair share. Yeah, sure. I do, however, I mean, you never know. This is a big enough issue, and being backed by a major corporation.
And maybe enough of them.
Yeah.
Because they say on the letter that several marketplaces, so if Amazon jumps on board, Mercari, Facebook, and whatnot, or whoever else, all of them jump on board, it might be enough to actually do something. I have no faith in the government, so who knows? But we're not talking about politics or the government.
Big enough, if enough of the important people with money, that is, have something to say about it, then maybe they can turn that.
Maybe we'll see.
So we'll see what happens. So what do you think about that? Is this going to affect you? Do you try to sell on eBay? Is this sort of thing scaring you away from selling platforms? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. We hope that you did. Share it if you can, all that good stuff. And if that's it, then what more can we say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.